Welcome back to the Unlocked Topic Network. More than a podcast, this is more like family. I'm your host, Smoke Decent. You already know how I go, man. Thank you all for tuning in. We got another good show for you today. I'm going to bring you some good topics. You know, here at the Unlocked Topic Network, we like to bring you the hottest topics. We like to find out what's trending. We want to make you interested into everything that we got to say because we're interested into everything that's going on out in the world, and we want to bring it to you guys right here on the Unlocked Topic Network. So thank y'all all for tuning in. Thanks. Let's go. Today on the UTN, the Unlocked Topic Network, we want to jump into a subject that is, I feel like it needs to be talked about, or at least it needs to have a little bit of awareness to it, because it's current, it's going on right now. So we want to talk about the challenges of parenting in the digital age. That's what's going on right now. It's a beautiful thing, like the computers and the cell phones, the technology in general. We all know that we're living in a world today where computers are running everything. AI is going crazy. We don't know what's real or fake on the internet right now. So I feel like living in the technology age, you have to be familiar with technology. So the problem that we're having now with the youth in technology is that technology is kind of taking a hold of the youth. It's becoming the parent. It's becoming the guidance. Technology is I'm not going to say it's ruining the children, but it's definitely playing a major role and influence in the children. When I was growing up, we played outside a lot. We stuff mattered. Bicycles mattered. Balls mattered. Basketball, baseball, football. We played games, man. We hung out outside. That's what we did. It was to the point if you did go outside, your parents almost locked the door because there wasn't no running in and out the house, and y'all know that. If you grew up in the late 80s, early 90s, all through the 90s, early 2000s, you might know what I'm talking about. Like, it wasn't no running in and out the house, and it was a beautiful thing to get outside and to play with your friends, and you learned something. You was strong. You was hands on, and nowadays kids, they kind of like sit on their devices, their cell phones, their tablets, iPads, and they spend the majority of their day doing that. I'm pretty sure it cannot be good for your fingers. All day long, your fingers are just tap, 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 tap. So, and this is becoming a problem, man. It's taken away from chores. It's taken away from the obedience in general. Their mindset, they're just not focused. They pay. Yeah, children nowadays, they just not focused at all. Like, if I gotta call your name 3-4 times because you're on your cell phone playing Roblox or whatever the case may be, there's definitely a problem. The house could be on fire, ladies and gentlemen. We cannot get these kids off of these devices. Let's talk about it, man. Hey, let your Wi-Fi go off. Like, Wi-Fi is almost mandatory nowadays. Like, you gotta have Wi-Fi else your kids will walk around with the sad face. Hey, talk about it. You hear my kid right there in the background, ladies and gentlemen. That's my junior, and I'm gonna try my best to, I want him to know what type of world he living in and to be prepared for that. But I definitely would like for him to be a little bit more active the way that we were when we were kids. You understand what I'm saying? So, like, growing up in the technical era, it's got its goods and it got its bads. It got its ups and it got its downs. Like, I think it's a great thing to a certain extent because that's where we're at. That's the world we're living in. We can't have the youth living in the past too much to the point that they just can't keep up with what's going on. So, like, it's to the point that you have to have computer knowledge in order to go to school, and it's taking over a lot of things. Like, you go to restaurants and you don't have to deal with a cashier. Like, you can just tap on the screen and take care of your whole order. You don't have to pull out any cash or any change from your pocket. You can tap your cell phone or tap your debit card. Like, so you got to know how to handle these things, especially when we talking currency. See, now, our currency is being kept on cards and computers and things like that. So they have to know, exactly how to handle that when it comes to finances. When it comes to finances, they have to know these things. So I feel like as far as living in this technological age, they have to have some experience with it. So they have to be on their devices. With that being said, they have to be on there in order to learn these things. And right, they good at it. Right now, it's like the youth picks up on that. They're born and raised in that era, so it's the norm to them. So the youth is picking up on that, just like it was part of their DNA. So yeah, I guess it's quite natural that they have to be good with that. But they're still missing out though. Like, can you imagine how many less good athletes that we're gonna have, or how many less not like non-productive workers that's not gonna really have the skills and the talents physically, if you get what I'm trying to say, because they're not active enough. Like, you're not gonna be able to be a great football or basketball player or a sports star when you spend the majority of your time sitting on your bed with a telephone in your hand. You understand what I'm saying? Or as far as work goes, like, how can we count on you to be productive in the work field when it comes to a job that requires physical labor? You know what I'm saying? Manual labor, hands-on. You have to know where this goes. You have to know how to use this tool. And, like, we wouldn't be able to count on the youth to do that because they wouldn't have the skills and the experience in doing it. They never did it. They just spent most of their time on the computer. So, hey, now keep in mind also, now when it comes to the jobs that requires that computer skills and all of that, numbers, when it comes to those kind of jobs in the office, things of that nature, they're going to be great. Some of video game developers, NASA, they could work with any kind of science type of thing. That's the type of stuff that is going to pay off, because once again, that's the world that we're living in right now. We cannot avoid it. You can't get around it. You can't get around technology. So they have to be good with technology. Hey, yo, Unlock Topic Network. I'm your host, Smoke Decent. You already know. Let's jump into some quick news, ladies and gentlemen. First on the board, we got Memphis rapper Pooh Shiesty. It looks like Pooh Shiesty has been released from federal penitentiary. He's probably in the halfway house or something, awaiting his return. You're about to see him probably all online. Hopefully we could get some good music for him. His release has been highly anticipated. A lot of people have been waiting for him. I'm pretty sure Gucci is ready for it. Pooh Shiesty is one of the only artists that Gucci held on to from that particular camp of artists that he had at the time. Him and Fujiani, Free Fujiani. He shouldn't be too far behind Pooh Shiesty. But yeah, Pooh Shiesty, free from federal penitentiary, man. Shouts to Pooh Shiesty. What else we got on the quick news here? Your boy Diddy, man. Diddy has been sentenced to 4 years in custody, y'all. Yeah, it's about 50 months Diddy has been sentenced to. I know a lot of y'all wish it was a lot more. A lot of y'all was thinking it would be a lot more. Some of y'all was wishing it was less. It was thinking it would be less. I think the prosecutors was trying to fight for some time served and things like that. But it was more or less like, nah, we got to give you something, Diddy, man. He kind of got lucky, man, because a lot of the charges that we thought that he would get held accountable for, a lot of that stuff got just brushed under the rug or swept away. He beat it, Diddy's a money man. He got a lot of money. I'm pretty sure he paid for some of the best lawyers. A lot of witnesses probably got paid off here and there. So, yeah, that's what he got, ladies and gentlemen. 4 years for your guy Puff Daddy. Let's see how that goes. Do you guys think his career could be salvaged any? Do you think he's going to come home and still be able to make hot music or break big deals or get any endorsements with any brands out here? How do y'all think Diddy's career is going to go now after the 4-year sentence? How do you think his money is going to go? Because 4 years is a long time, ladies and gentlemen. Diddy do have a lot of money, but he got to pay for a lot of stuff, and he had a lot of people that he was taking care of previously. So let's see how this goes. And what else do we got on quick news today? Your boy Young Jeezy, man. I see a lot of talk on the internet, ladies and gentlemen, where it's a former FBI agent has come forward saying that Young Jeezy snitched. They're saying Young Jeezy was a rat, ladies and gentlemen. They're saying that Young Jeezy did snitch on how did this go? This goes back to the big meat situation. They're saying that they're all right, ladies and gentlemen, hopefully y'all putting it in the air one time for the ones that ain't here. You heard me, but yeah, they saying Young Jeezy did snitch on that trial. Blue Da Vinci had been talking about it for years and years, trying to get it out in the public eye. But it's like we wasn't paying him any mind. It was almost coming off like hate because the career didn't go the way that Jeezy's went. But yeah, they saying that Jeezy definitely snitched, especially going back to the beef with him and Gucci, where he supposedly sent people to go rob Gucci Mane, and in return, one of those people, Pooh Shiesty, not Pooh Shiesty, sorry, ladies and gentlemen, Pooh Kilo, he got killed. Gucci Mane shot and killed one of the invaders that broke into his home. He beat the charges, of course, self-defense, but it brought up a whole bunch of eyes on Jeezy, which could have been a RICO. Like, the feds had enough evidence to go ahead and get a RICO, saying that he's the one that pulled the strings. He's the one that paid the money. He called the shots to get that situation done to Gucci. But it just got swept under the rug, ladies and gentlemen, because they're saying that he did go ahead and snitch on Gucci Mane for Big Meech. It all ties in some kind of a way. Y'all guys have to go on the internet and check that out. But yeah, that's what we got on the quick news today, man. Pooh Shiesty free from jail. Your boy Diddy 4 years in jail. And Young Jeezy, rat or not, you tell me. I don't know. Hit the comment section. Let me know what you think. Appreciate technical error. Parenting in the technology age is tricky, ladies and gentlemen, because for one, like I stated, the youth catch on real quick. This is their world that we're living in. So you could put out a brand new phone, a new game, or whatever it is. They'll catch on to that quicker than maybe I would, or quicker than some adults would. So it's like it's a challenge, because we have to let them kind of lead in the way of speaking. We have to let them live that world, because they're going to be our future leaders and things like that. But we have to learn with them, because these are the things that are new to us. Even though it's kind of natural to them, it's new to us. Some of the stuff that's on these cell phones and these computers, I definitely have to ask my daughters, like, hey, how do you do this? Or what is this? What does that mean? It took me a while to learn some of these what they call the LOL, the OMGs. That it took me a while to learn what a lot of that meant, LMAO and all of that, so it's the new world that we living in. New fashion, all kinds of new trend. And that's crazy. And that's crazy, because when we talk about the new fashion, a lot of the new fashion is really just the old fashion. It's really what we done already, just kind of rebirth in a way of speaking, if you get what I'm saying. Like, for instance, prime example, flare jeans. That's what they call them, right? Hey, granted, they be skinny. We won't on that coming up in my era, but so the kids nowadays, they have some what they call flare jeans, meaning that as the pants as it goes down to the leg, it gets wide. It's a bell bottom. It spreads out. You got the wide bottom, like a boot fit, the wide bottom. But pretty much what that is, that's they bell bottoms. When we were growing up, we called that bell bottoms. So it's just a remake. It's just a remake of what we had, and you give it another name, put a little bit of the new age flair to it to make it something else. But so it's crazy. It's just the new world we living in. Period. We can't get around it. Can't get over it. You gotta live it. We all do. The youth and the adults. And in order for us as adults to keep a grasp on the youth, we have to know these things. We have to know these things, as they'll take over for real. Like, if we don't, we wouldn't know how to work anything. Like, we gotta ask the kids, how do you do this, how you do that. You know how many times they could get over on us. They are sneaky. They are babies, but they sneaky, man, and they know how to do things, and they know how to pull the wool over your eye. That's a fact. That's a fact. But yeah, man, it's a challenge, man. I would like to hear y'all thoughts on the subject of parenting in the technical era. Leave a comment in the comment section and let me know what you think, man. Especially if you're an adult and you grew up in the 90s, early 2000s, late 80s, if you grew up in the era where there was no running in and out the house, if you went outside at 11 o'clock, 12 o'clock in the evening, and you didn't come back in the house no more until 8, 9 o'clock sometime, and then it was hard to get you in the house, then your mama or your daddy and them almost had to come look for you. If you was coming up in that era, I want you to comment on this subject. Let me like this video, hit that notification button so you can keep up with these topics, and we could kind of school the youth. If you get what I'm saying, you know, help me with these kids, man, because they don't know what they missing, and we need them to be wise. We want them to know what's going on in the world, but we need them to know where they come from and what the struggle was like, you know, for their parents. So therefore, maybe they'll have a little bit more respect for the adults. That's one problem that we're having right now. I ain't gonna say that technology is causing that, but it is a lack of respect with the youth. I don't know if it's the fact that there ain't too many big mamas left, or they done switched up the whole discipline game now, that a parent to get in a world of trouble for disciplining his kids nowadays. I don't know if it's that, but it is a lack of respect coming from the youth nowadays. So when you got a computer or YouTube or website or some social media site where you don't know who you could be talking to on there, kind of schooling your children, like, it's a problem. It's a problem. It's a big problem, you know. Yeah, and us as adults, we do have to learn these things because we have to monitor these things. Like, I think right now they was having some kind of a discussion about the Roblox thing. I don't know if it was a suitcase going on or some kind of recall. It might need to be, because it was saying something about, you know, these kids on there and they playing as characters on these devices and these games, and against and with other characters on there. But these other characters are not children. They could be grown pedophiles living in a dark room with computer monitors wrapped all around him, just, you know, snapshotting pictures of kids. It could be anything going on, and it's very dangerous. We do not know who our kids are talking to online, so we almost have to monitor them. And it's hard to monitor that when these kids do that for 12 to 14 hours out of the day. I cannot keep my eye on you for 14 hours out of the day, going back, checking on your computers and your devices, especially if I don't even know what I'm doing on the device, you know. So this is challenging, and we have to be on top of it for the safety of our children and for the development of our youth going forward, if we want anything positive to happen, you know. I think it's a topic that should be explored a little bit more. I ain't gonna say it's not already taken serious, because you can find it quite a few other people talking about it, but it's more is better. If we could talk about it more and build the awareness so that we could be up on this internet, we could be up on this technology, we could make sure our kids aren't talking to a pedophile or being stalked or not doing anything that they aren't supposed to be doing. Like, we have to do it. We have to take the time to do it. I think one of the things that would really help, like, if we could find a way to connect with the youth. And it starts at home, y'all, so work on this with your own children. It starts at home, and if we could get that, we could spread on out to the communities. But if we could find a way to connect with our children, connect with the youth, to get them off of the device, we could, even if it's just for an hour or two starting off out of the day, and in that hour or two, we're not spending an hour or two sleep. You know, that's some more time that they could give their fingers a break. But I'm talking about that hour or two, they're doing something else productive, whether it be some chores at home, if they're young, whether it be just you interacting with your kids, if they're older, whether it be just you trying to mold them to get prepared for the work field, or just some kind of a way to get them off of the devices for a few hours out of each day. You know, I think that would help. That would keep us bonding with them. That would try to keep the respect level to where it needs to be, where they do know that you are their parent, you are an adult. The computers do not run the world, at least yet. At least yet. Meaning they are very important, but they don't run the world as far as they don't have feelings and human thoughts and conscience. So we don't want that to be what leads our children. So yeah, that's one thing we could do as a whole. Let's try to communicate with them in a way that they are not paying attention to a phone or to a computer or even the TV. Even if for this hour or two, we turn the TV off and put some music on. Turn the TV off, put a light music on in the house. Not nothing crazy, not their kind of music either, because that might down. Don't put no shoot 'em up bang bang music on, but just turn the TV off real quick. And anything that's less technology is possible, and then you interact with the kids or something like that. Yeah, but thanks to everyone for tapping in with the Unlocked Topic Network. Y'all go check out that quick news over here. We do got some quick news on here for y'all, and I'm going to try to always keep y'all up on what's trending, and I'm going to try to bring y'all a topic that's dearest to me, because the purpose of this channel here is to educate and to bring awareness to certain topics that don't be coming from this type of platform in this type of culture, if you get what I'm trying to say. I mean, we could talk about entertainment news and who's dropping the newest CD or all day long, but while we doing that, let's also talk about, the children. Let's talk about mental health. Let's break down other topics while we got this little bit of time to talk about it. So, and that's the goal here in the Unlocked Topic Network, to keep y'all informed on a little bit of everything. We're going to touch bases on everything here. The topic today was parenting in the technology era, but we also gave you a little quick news to let you know that Pooh Shiesty is being released from penitentiary. And we like to do things like bring you reactions eventually. We want to bring some reactions so you guys could get our standpoint on any topic or any conversation that comes about. On the Unlocked Topic, we want to be so versatile that it's a little bit of something for no matter who the audience is, no matter what type of person you are. We want to have something for you. We want to appease you all, because we really do appreciate everything that you bring to us. If it wasn't for you guys, it wouldn't even really be a reason to do this. So thanks once again for tuning in to the Unlocked Topic Network. This is more than a podcast. This is more like family. I'm your host, Smoke Decent. Till the next time, ladies and gentlemen, thanks for watching. Alright, before we get out of here in the show for today, y'all, we want to bring y'all the Netflix picks for today. So today on Netflix, the UTN picks of the day is a movie called Alice. Alice is a real good one, y'all. Alice is starring Keke Palmer and Common. I think it was this is a 2022 movie, but Keke Palmer, she plays a slave that escapes, and she takes revenge on the men who harmed her. Real intriguing movie, y'all. Y'all gotta go check that. Shouts to Keke Palmer. She did a real good job with that. I mean, a real good job. Her and Common. And next on our Netflix picks, we got Ruth and Boaz. Ruth and Boaz was a real good movie, y'all. Y'all go check that out when y'all get a chance, man. It's pretty much about like a singer in the city. I think she was in a group, but it wasn't for her. What she had going on wasn't for her. She was pretty much signed into a bad deal like they all are. But she had a real nice boyfriend. And unfortunately, something bad happened. So to make a long story short, because here on Netflix Picks, we don't like to tell the movie. We just want to bring you some good flicks, man. So when you get a free time, maybe you can Netflix and chill with somebody with these particular movies, But yeah, Ruth and Boaz, man, check out that, man. Like, it starts off with what I just told you, but it ends so much different, man. You got to check it out. So yeah, man, our Netflix Picks of the day is Alice, starring Keke Palmer and Common. And then next is Ruth and Boaz. Appreciate everybody, man. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. hit that notification bell so we can keep you informed on anything going on, all the trending topics, whenever we drop new content. Check out some more Netflix picks, man. We're going to bring you some good movies to Netflix and chill too, and we're going to bring you some quick news so we can stay in tune with what's going on in the entertainment scene, ladies and gentlemen. But right here, right day, right today, right now, right tomorrow, forever, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you all for rocking with me, man. It's the UTN, man, the Unlocked Topic Network. I'm your boy Smoke Decent. Till the next time, man.
I'ma just slide on them, bitch. I'ma just ride on them, bitch. I'ma just slide on them, bitch. I'ma just ride on them. I'm being B, they don't know me, but somehow still won't be.